I'm good, thanks.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So, first question I want to ask is, what made you start boxing?
Well, I I originally started in MMA, and then I changed over to boxing when I was 25. So getting into MMA was my dad owned the gym and just probably just wanted me to be able to look after myself, and then I found out I had a lot of natural talent, and then I enjoyed it and took to it. So it just sort of turned into turned it into its own thing from there. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so you started in MMA. What was your MMA career like?
It was good. I had I think I had 16 fights, 111. I had 10 first round knockouts. I had 5 fights in Russia. Um, on a big show against top guys. And then changed over. So I had a successful career, and my plan was to fight in both MMA and boxing and jump between the two. But COVID sort of got in the way of that a little bit. So I think the only way it's happened now is I still training jiu-jitsu and Thai boxing and wrestling and everything else. But competing, I think the only way it's happened now is if I do what I want to do. I do what I want to do in boxing, and then um have like a crossover fight. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so do you think you're fighting MMA again?
But I want to, but it's just got to work for me. Like there'd be no point now doing it because I'm building momentum in boxing. I feel like if you jump between the two, you just wouldn't really get as much ground as you wouldn't be as efficient as you could be. Do you know what I mean? So I think, if it happens, I want it to happen because I love it. But just right now, um, it's not at the forefront of my mind. But I would definitely 100% love to. I want to fight them again.
Okay, so you got an upcoming fight in a couple of weeks in York
Mm-hmm.
Hall in London. So how are you preparing for that?
Yeah. Just the same as always, really. I'm 4 weeks away now, so camps. I'm fully into camp. I'm sparring and everything, and it's just, this is me 22nd or something professional fight. So I've been there and done it. I know what I'm doing, and I'm always well prepared on the night.
Okay, so I saw on your Instagram today that you were training with Ollie Ball. So
Yeah.
how's he getting on?
He's good. It's just a mutual friend just said, is you alright coming to the gym and just shooting a few little bits, and he's training. So just do you want to just do the day with him? So he's just coming, and yeah, he's a nice he's a nice kid. He's a lovely lad, and and from what I've seen, he's just starting, like, but he's doing well. So yeah, we'll see where he ends up. But I can't say anything nice about him. He was a gentleman yesterday. He's training for something, do you know what I mean? So he's looking good. As I said, he has just started, and I think I just said to him, if you do want to fight, um, just make sure that you're ready, and because if you jump into something and you're not really prepared, um, that'll just damage you. As in you won't get hurt or nothing, but I mean, um, people might not want to see it again. So just make sure you're ready whenever you want to do it, and you're at a standard that you're happy with. So we'll see. But from someone who's just starting off, and he is just starting off, there wasn't much to see. But he's enthusiastic and he wants to do it. So we'll see where he ends up.
Okay, so you said that you fought in MMA and boxing. What sport would
Mm-hmm.
you say is harder?
This is, do you know what? If I would have answered this when I used to get a look at this question, I used to think it was a lot more straightforward than what it was, and I would have liked to imagine I would have been able to say it's definitely this one or it's definitely that one after competing in both. But I just think that they're just too different. They're just completely um. It's like apples and oranges. You know what I mean? You can't compare them. So MMA is hard in some ways, boxing is hard in other ways. But I think as far as like damage done and how hard it is on just to fight it. I think boxing's harder, and I think the evidence in that is always that's happening is you're getting punched. There's not like some MMA fights you can have if it's really if you get two guys who are like two jiu-jitsu guys and there's a lot of wrestling involved, not much striking, then they can come out that without a mark on the pair of them. You know what I mean? Or but in boxing, it is just you just smacking each other. So and that's the reason why there's a lot more. There's loads of brain damage boxers. There's hardly no brain damage MMA guys, if any. So, but then the other side of it, MMA is harder because you've got so much to learn and the training's well harder. And you got to cover so much ground. So, as I said, they're just too different to compare, really.
Okay, so back to your fight. If you win that fight, where do you want to go from there?
Well, I want titles this year, so you know, I feel like last year I had a good year, even though I had two fights that got cancelled last minute. Um, but I still had two great fights for myself, and that put me in a good stead for this year. So I wanna have titles this year, as many as I can get. That's the plan. That's the
Okay,
plan.
so what are your sponsors at the moment?
Me sponsor is the Power of One, and it's a charity, animal welfare charity that specialises in disabled dogs and rescuing dogs from other countries that get mistreated. So I've been with them for like just over the year, and they literally, when I say I had a really good year last year, it's mostly down to them and their support and everything they do for me. But they're amazing people, and as far as the charity goes, they're truly genuine. All the money goes to the right place, and they really have they changed me life. You know what I mean?
Okay, so that's really all the questions I have for you. So thanks so much for taking this interview and good luck with your fight.
All right, well, thanks a lot, mate. Thanks for having me on.